Good day everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing alright. I hope you're spending your time wisely, being with the family, loved ones, your partner, and basically y'all are staying safe from this COVID-19. So today we're taking a look at Trumpeter's 135th Russian KV-1 model 1942 simplified turret tank. Now this particular kit is interesting because not only does it come from Trumpeter's long line of KV tanks, this particular kit also has an interesting piece of history. So before I get into the box and the sprues, I'd like to give a little rundown on what the story is behind this tank. So this particular model, this particular tank, has been come to known as Bezposhadny. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation, but it translates into merciless. So as you can see on the side of the tank, it has some very interesting art right there. You can see a Russian tank blowing up Hitler, then some stars, circles, and triangles, which I'll get to that later, as well as some names, and this part right here would be the poem. So I took the liberty of researching and I saw an English translation of the poem, which I'd be reading right now. So the poem goes like this. Storming through fire goes our KV heavy tank. From the heartland it rolls to smash the Nazi flank. Crowed by heroic men, never showing fear, as they carry out commands of their homeland dear. So this tank and this poem was written by numerous Stalin Prize winners, and this tank was really adorned by a lot of, let's just say, celebrities of their time. So this tank survived the war, and to its belt it had confirmed kills of 27 tanks, 7 armored cars, 4 self-propelled anti-tank guns, 9 mortars, 10 guns, 17 machine guns, 10 trucks, 5 motorcycles, a staff bus, and a supply dump. So that's mostly it for the historical part of this tank. We'll now go into the sprues and basically a rundown of the parts. So here we go. Here are the parts, the sprues of the KV-1. So let's start off with this. We have a nice top here for the KV-1's hull. As you can see, there are a lot of holes here, as the assembly for it is with this. So you have the main hull, then you glue these parts to the sides of the hull, which make up the more detailed area of the suspension. Next we have the upper hull piece right here. Looks like it's kind of warped. It is kind of warped as this front part was sitting up top. Nothing to worry about that much. We have the drive sprockets here, as well as some of the suspension arms, and this would be the rear part of the tank. We have some of the eyelets for the tow cables, and mostly other parts for the suspension. Next we have, if I'm not mistaken, these sprues, letter P and D1, are mostly, or some of them are optional parts. Well, this one would be for the bottom half of the turret, but the others are optional parts, like this gun mantlet right here. As you can see, the gun mantlet has an individual NG port compared to the one that is used by this particular KV model. And we have here some of the other parts. If I'm not mistaken, this would be the turret ring that goes onto the upper hull. Next we have this part right here would be the applique armor that is mounted on the front part of the hull. As you can see here, which side am I looking at? Anyway, as you can see here, this side would be for the NG ports, and this one would be for the driver's periscopes. This is the MG right here, and the other assemblies for other details of the tank. Next off, we have here the rear of the tank where the engine deck is supposed to be, some spare track links, and here would be the gun mantlet, the actual gun mantlet that we'd be using for this kit. We have here the skirts, or basically the long mud guards. We have the supporting beams for the mud guards. And this looks like a part somewhere up the front, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check that later. Oh, and this is quite beautiful. Here we have a one-piece molded gun right here. So this eliminates a lot of time you're gonna have to spend by putting two pieces of the gun together and sanding them. So that eliminates a lot of sanding right there, just a little cleanup since there are some slight ejection marks there, which is good. And then you have some hatches over here and an engine deck cover. This one is the domed version. Now, if I'm not mistaken, going back, I believe this is the flat version of the engine deck cover, and this is the actual one used by this KV tank. Now here we have the road wheels and the suspension arms, and also some of the return rollers. So this is quite a detailed set. Looks pretty nice, and I hope to put it together quite neatly. Here we have the polycaps for the road wheels, idler wheels, and also the drive sprockets. Metal cables, of course, we know where those come into. Clear parts for the headlights. And we have the beautiful KV-1 turret right here. As you can see on the sides, let us focus on there. As you can see on the sides, they have molded in the weld details quite nicely. So I saved this portion for last because it is quite the honorable mention. Trumpeter has gone out of their way to use or to introduce both rubber band tracks and link tracks. Now these may be familiar with you for some Tamiya kits, as they also use link tracks. As you can see here, there's already the natural sag for the top part of the suspension. Basically, these are where the parts are elevated, those are where the return rollers would be. So basically, I'd be using these link tracks as they provide more detail, crisp detail to the tank. Next off, we have the instruction manual and also a colored guide as to what color you'd be painting the tank and as to where the decals should be placed. As you can see right there, the decals are shown, and those are the colors. We have the instruction manual right here, pretty simple. They also provide you a ruler for measuring the tow cables that you would be making for the tank. They go up front here. And it's pretty simple. Road wheel assembly, and also you have the tracks. Overall, you have around 14 instructions plus a bonus instruction at the back as to putting optional parts, or where to put your optional parts. Though through my research, I did see that if you're going to make this into the Sposhadni tank that we mentioned earlier, there are some parts that you have to use and some parts that you should not use. Moving on, we have the decal set right here. There's one thing worth noting, that the decal set, or basically this tank, also has the name of the poet on the front part over here, and also on the rear part of the turret over here. In this kit, they put it also, or basically they also have it on top of the cartoon, the name of the poet. But to be accurate, they also have it on the back and front parts of the tank. So if you're making another KV tank of this particular model, you'd be able to get the name decal from it and then just placing it on the front and rear of the turret of the tank. So that's basically it for today's video. It's been a while since I got back. I was preoccupied with some of my work in progress kits. I finished some of them. I'd be posting a video very soon. I'm also preoccupied with some academics, as our school has not officially ended the semester, so I still have that to worry about. So I hope to put out more content as this quarantine progresses. I probably be doing finished kit reviews, and maybe in the future some simple podcast. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a thumbs up, but if you didn't, leave a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments what you think of this tank, if this interests you in buying one, or if you have it, let me know your thoughts on the build product. As always, keep safe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.